Okay. Welcome back to LBCC Baseball. Sorry for that delay, folks. We had umpires dealing with some things before we could begin. 1 out, top of the first inning. Mount Hood here. Again, this is the second game of the doubleheader. Mount Hood won the first 9-2. 1 out, a 2-0 count. Travis Sanders on the mound for the Roadrunners. This is Jared Bentley at the plate. There have been some changes that we will try to keep up with our scorecard as we go along. That one in there for a strike. 3-1 the count now to Jared Bentley, the shortstop. Can you take a picture of the lineup for me?
Next batter, second baseman, number 10, Jace.
Aboard on the 1-out walk is Jared Bentley. That'll bring Jace McKinney to the plate.
Go, Jace.
Again, our apologies for the delay, and thank you for tuning in. Lydia Parker here on the call, Blake Vandal on the camera. We do appreciate everyone tuning in. And like I said, this is the second game of the doubleheader. Mount Hood won the first game 9-2. The 0-1 pitch is lined into the gap in left center, fielded by Cole Carter, and tossed in. Jared Bentley advances to second base, and Jace McKinney is aboard first. That brings Chris Stone to the plate. That one in there for a strike from Travis Sanders. Sanders comes into today's game with a record of 4 wins, no losses, an ERA of 2.18. He's started 4 games and had 7 appearances, 33 innings of work this season. That one in there for a strike. 0-2 the count now on Chris Stone. Stone is a freshman from Roseburg High School, native of Roseburg, Oregon. Sanders looks back the runner Bentley at second. The 0-2 offering is lifted high in the air. Moving back is Caleb Smith. He makes the catch and fires it in to second base.
Next batter, first baseman, number 4, Gavin Henderson.
Jared Bentley is the runner at third base. Jace McKinney at first. Gavin Henderson, the batter. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Again, I apologize for not being fully prepared. We had to change the lineups around right before the game began. So I'm still trying to write in my lineup card here. Gavin Anderson, the batter. Jared Bentley, the runner on third. Jace McKinney on first base. To the count to Gavin Henderson. The pitch from Sanders skips off of Spencer Desbeans behind the plate, and coming in to score is Jared Bentley. Mount Hood now on that play, up 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Shades of the last game. Mount Hood scored in the top of the first, and LB answered back with a run of their own in the bottom of the first. Here a run scores and a runner on second. 1-2 the count. The pitch from Sanders is grounded up the middle. Moving over is Tate Cowden. He bobbles it and tries to get the runner at third base, and he will. Ends up getting Jace McKinney off the base paths for out number 3.
Mount Hood gets
One run and 1 hit.
One left on base.
We go to the bottom of the first inning here at Linn Benton Community College. The Roadrunners taking on the Mount Hood Saints. We go to the bottom of the first after this with LB coming up, Mount Hood up 1-0. Thanks for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Oops. Bottom of the first inning, the Saints up 1-0. Colton Costner leading things off for the Roadrunners. LBCC taking on Mount Hood here at home. This is the second game of the doubleheader. Mount Hood won the first game 9-2. Colton Costner leading things off. Derek Gardinsky on deck. Damon Peters batting third. Caleb Smith batting fourth. Hitting fifth is Josh Congdon, as the 1-0 is lifted in the air. Moving over is Jason Garcia in center to make the catch. Batting sixth is Tate Cowden. Seventh, Spencer Desbiens. Logan Meadows is hitting eighth, and Cole Carter rounds out the lineup, hitting ninth. Derek Gardinsky now will come to the plate. Ryan Lopez issues a first pitch in the dirt to Gardinsky. Lopez comes into today's game with a record of 2 wins, no losses. He has an ERA of 4.84 through 6 appearances, 5 starts, and 26 innings of work. A 1-2 count on Colton Costner. The pitch on the way from Lopez outside. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. The Roadrunners down 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. This one's grounded slowly towards the third baseman, Drew Fitz, who's up with it and makes a nice play for out number 2.
5, Damon Peters.
Damon Peters, the third baseman now, will step in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch, swing and a miss. That one misses. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the first, Mount Hood up 1-0. Damon Peters is the batter, and he strikes out for out number 3 in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. Going to the top of the second, Mount Hood is up 1-0. Top of the second inning, the Saints of Mount Hood Community College leading 1-0. And left fielder Jason Garcia, or pardon me, center fielder Jason Garcia coming to the plate. On the 1-0 pitch, he lines it down the left field line, just foul. Caleb Smith in the first game lined one like that down the left field line and just foul, but it was over the fence. And if he would have straightened that out a little bit, that would have been a home run, would have been fun to call. The wind not helping much today. Little breezes as the weather does start to change. This one's lined down the line and fair. Garcia's game for 2, and he will get there with no play. On a 1-1 pitch, Garcia pulls in to second with a stand-up double to lead off the top of the second inning.
Number 7, Hunter Crenshaw.
Hunter Crenshaw, the left fielder, will come to the plate. And having to, again, change line up a little bit here and write in on my scorecard. The runner will go on the pass ball. Spencer Desbian's behind the plate today's game, or pardon me, in this second game. The runner did advance to third. So now with nobody out, a runner on third base for Hunter Crenshaw, the left fielder, and freshman out of Gresham High School. One and one the count, runner on third base. The 1-1 is grounded underneath the glove of Damon Peters at third base. Coming in to score is Jason Garcia. Mount Hood is up 2-0. Hunter Crenshaw aboard at first base. Luke Grindy, the catcher, due up here. He'll step in and face Travis Sanders. Again, Travis comes into today's game with a record of 4-0, an ERA of 2.18. Bunt shown, and a nice bunt picked up by Peters. It moves Hunter Crenshaw over to second base, but a nice bunt there laid down by Luke Grindy in the first out of the top of the second. Again, Mount Hood up 2-0. 1 out, a runner on second base for Cody Kerfman. Kerfman, the left fielder, freshman from Chugiak, Alaska, and I could tell, I knew he was had to have been from Alaska or something. His teammates are calling him Moose. So Moose at the plate, 0-1 count. That one in the dirt got stopped by Spencer Desbeans. Hunter Crenshaw, the runner at second. Cody Kerfman, coming from Chugiak, Alaska, at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Sanders looks back the runner at second and comes to the plate and misses. Oh! And a check swing, which our video delay is lagging a little bit, so I'd be able to look at this and see if he did go. It was close, and the base umpire says he did. 1-2 the count on the check swing. Base umpire said he went around. 1-2, 1 out, runner at second base. Mount Hood up 2-0, top of the second inning. This one's a chopper up the middle. Meadows moves to his left, fields it cleanly, and throws cleanly for out number 2. Crenshaw, however, does advance to third.
Number 1, third base.
And to the top of the order we go, Drew Fitz. With a runner on third base, Drew Fitz steps in. He grounded out in the first and steps in here with an opportunity to up the lead. Drew has 10 RBIs this season and is batting .225 on the season. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Drew Fitz, the batter. Travis Sanders on the mound. That one's lifted straight up in the air. Moving back is Tate Cowden. And Caleb Smith calls everybody off and makes the catch, coming in from right field. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the second. Mount Hood is up 2-0. Thanks again for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Caleb Smith, the right fielder, leading things off in the bottom of the second inning. The Mount Hood Saints up 2-0 in this second game of the doubleheader. Smith swings at the first pitch he sees and drives it over the head of Thomas Lampkin and right, moving back and making a good catch. is Lampkin.
Right fielder, designated hitter number 2, Josh Congdon.
Pardon me, that was Hunter Crenshaw. There have been plenty of changes here. Hunter Crenshaw in right. Josh Congdon now at the plate. Congdon, the designated hitter, steps in, takes first pitch strike. With 1 out, Congdon the batter, take Cowden on deck. Two and 1 the count on Josh Congdon. Again, I apologize as I try to correct the defensive changes on my scorecard. Congdon fouls that one back. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Lopez is the starting pitcher. I can tell you that for sure. Luke Grindy, the catcher. Gavin Henderson at first base. This one's a chopper. Henderson fields it, and going over to cover is Lopez for out number 2. Tate Cowden now will step in.
Tate Cowden.
Jace McKinney at second. Jared Bentley at short. At third base is Drew Fitz. That one misses. 1-0 the count with 2 outs. Tate Cowden, the batter. Mount Hood up 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Chris Stone in left field as that one misses. 2-0 the count. Chris Stone in left. Jason Garcia in center. And Hunter Crenshaw in right. 2-1 now on Tate Cowden. The 2-1 is launched. And gone. Right off the bat, you could tell that was something special from Tate Cowden. His second home run this season. Cowden now tied on in that category with Cole Carter. A 2-out home run at that.
Number 3, Spencer Desbiens.
And LB pulls within 1. The score now 2-1. Bottom of the second. Spencer Desbiens coming to the plate. First pitch strike to Desbiens. Desbiens is catching in the second game of the doubleheader. Played left in the last game. Swings the breaking ball and fouls it back. 0-2 the count now with 2 outs. Desbiens the hitter, batting .217 this season thus far. The 0-2 outside. 1-2 the count now to Desbiens. Logan Meadows on deck. The 1-2 is lined into left field for a base hit. Spencer Desbiens keeps the bottom half of the inning alive. Logan Meadows will step in now, hoping to extend the inning even more. There were 2 pretty quick outs, fly out and a ground out. Caleb Smith and Josh Congdon. Tate Cowden stepped in and smoked one over the left field fence for a solo shot to put LB on the scoreboard, and now Desbiens is aboard first on a 2-out single. First pitch strike to Logan Meadows. The freshman from Niceville High School. Pardon me, sophomore from Niceville High School. Oh, and 2 the count now with 2 outs. A runner on first base. The Saints up 2-1. Logan takes down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Meadows comes through with a single of his own and does extend the bottom of the second. Back-to-back singles with 2 outs, Desbeans to left and Meadows to right. Now we have runners on second and first with Cole Carter, the center fielder, coming to the plate. Carter's hitting 160 this season, and he has 16 RBIs. With a chance here to tie it up. He takes the first pitch, called a strike. Spencer Desbeans, the runner at second. Logan Meadows aboard first base. 2 outs. 0-1 the count. The pitch on the way from Lopez. Chased at and missed. And again, Ryan Lopez has the Roadrunners in an 0-2 hole, as Meadows was, and he was able to get out of it. He's aboard first base. The 0-2 pitch with 2 outs is grounded towards the second baseman, Jace McKinney. He picks it up and fires to first for out number 3. 1 run on the solo shot from Tate Cowden.
After 2 innings.
And we leave 2 on. But the score is now 2-1 as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. The Saints of Mount Hood Community College leading the Roadrunners. Thanks again for tuning in to LBCC Baseball.
Shortstop.
Top of the 3rd inning. Second game of the doubleheader today versus Mount Hood Community College here at Linn Benton. Mount Hood leads 2-1. And the first pitch misses to the top of the order. Drew Fitz. Pardon me, Jared Bentley. Bentley is the 2-hole hitter. The 1-1 count goes to 2-1. Bentley walked and scored a run in the first. 2-1 count here. He takes up high 3-1. Now on Jared Bentley, freshman from Camas High School and native of Camas, Washington. The 2-2 is grounded towards Logan Meadows in the 6th hole. He's up with it for out number 1. Jace McKinney now will come to the plate.
Jace McKinney.
McKinney is the second baseman. He singled up the middle in the first and was caught on the base paths for the second out of the first inning. A big swing and a miss for Jace McKinney, who leads his team in batting average at .327. The weather changed pretty quickly here at LBCC as the 0-1 is grounded on a hop. Tate Cowden plays it. The 4-3 putout is out number 2. The left fielder now, Chris Stone, will come to the plate. It started out a beautiful sunny day, and granted it is 6 o'clock now, local time, but it was just a gorgeous day for baseball. We started the first game at 1 o'clock in the sunshine. First pitch in there for a strike to Chris Stone. And then the clouds have covered yet again, so leave it to baseball weather in Oregon. 2 outs. The 0-1 is in there for a strike, and the count runs to 0-2. Chris Stone flew out in the first inning and came in late as a replacement in the first game. With 2 outs, top of the third inning, nobody on, the 0-2 pitch chopped towards Meadows, who puts it away for out number 3.
No runs, no hits.
Nothing across for Mount Hood in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. The Saints leading the Roadrunners 2-1. Bottom of the third inning. Mount Hood Saints leading the Roadrunners 2-1.
First baseman Colton Cosner.
Top of the order for the Roadrunners. Colton Cosner, the first baseman, will step in to face Ryan Lopez. Ryan, R-Y-N-E, not Ryan. First pitch. Swung on, fouled back, 0-1 the count now. We'll try to clue you all in on the defensive changes here that we had to kind of figure out early, or late, really. I just finished filling out my scorecard, so we'll get you the defensive positions and lineups here momentarily. 1-1 count. Colton Cosner, bottom of the third. Luke Grindy, the catcher. Gavin Henderson playing first base. Jace McKinney at second. Jared Bentley at shortstop. Drew Fitz at third base. Chris Stone in left field. Jason Garcia in center. And Hunter Crenshaw in right. The swing and a miss. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Colton Cosner. Cosner is hitting .313 on the season and batting first in this lineup for Coach Ryan Gibson. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Ryan Lopez on the mound for the Saints. Ryan is a freshman from Hillcrest High School in Idaho Falls, Idaho. The full count swung on and driven into right field. It's going to be a long run for Crenshaw, who is unable to catch it. And into second base, leading things off in the bottom of the third, is Colton Costner.
Number 1.
Costner representing the tying run, as Mount Hood is up 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Now the left fielder, Derek Darzinski, reading signs from Coach Gibson down the third base box, as Ryan Lopez steps off the rubber and reads signs from his shortstop, Jared Bentley, regarding coverage. No outs. Runner on second base. Derek Darzinski, the batter. Darzinski lays down a nice bunt down the third base line, and a difficult play, but a good play, by Ryan Lopez. Colton Costner does advance,
45, third baseman.
however, to third base, and with only one out, Damon Peters will come step in the box. He gets a few signs and a few words of encouragement from Coach Gibson before stepping in, awaiting the first pitch from Lopez. Big swing and a miss. Damon Peters, the batter, hitting .317. Peters has 18 RBIs this season. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt, skips away from the catcher. He has no idea where it is. Coming in to score is Colton Costner. The game is tied 2-2 here in the bottom of the third. And you can tell Grundy just had no idea where the ball went. I think it might have skipped up off of his gear somehow. And Colton Costner comes in. Now nobody on with one out. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Damon Peters, the batter, he struck out in the first. Caleb Smith on deck. Peters ropes one foul into the trees on the left side near the bullpen for the opposing team. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. A big swing and a miss. And Peters goes down swinging for out number 2.
Right fielder, Caleb Smith.
Caleb Smith now will come in with 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning. A tie ball game. 2 runs apiece. And Caleb Smith, the batter. Lopez kicks and comes to the plate and misses outside. One and 0 the count, 2 outs. LB has tied it up here in the bottom of the third. And here, a foul ball, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Caleb Smith, the batter, the sophomore from Crescent Valley High School. As that one misses, Grundy will head out to the mound and speak to Ryan Lopez. Again, the lineup: Colton Costner batting first, Derek Darzinski batting second, Damon Peters hitting third, Caleb Smith, the cleanup hitter, at fourth, Josh Congdon batting fifth, Tate Cowden hitting sixth, hitting seventh, Spencer Desbeans, Logan Meadows batting eighth, and Cole Carter rounding things off, hitting ninth. The 2-1 pitch to Smith, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a 2-2 tie, bottom of the third. It's nice to see Caleb's parents down here below. Mom and Dad were here for the first game and here for this one. A long day at the ballpark. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. Caleb Smith, who is batting .333, continues to do well in the box. So a 2-out single, and Caleb Smith on first for Josh Congdon, the designated hitter. Congdon, too, one of the better hitters on this team, leading his team in batting average at .367. Also nice seeing Bob Congdon here at the ballpark today. He was here for the first game and here for the second game as well. Mount Hood did win the first game 9-2. And doing so, Mount Hood improved to 11-16 overall, 8-5 in conference. And LBCC, as Bunchstone had pulled back. Ball 1-0 with 2 outs and a runner on first. LBCC 22-9 overall, 12-5 in conference. LB is first in the South Division of the NWAC. Lane is second at 11-5 in conference. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Josh Congdon at the plate, and Coach Gibson giving the same advice, it seems, to every player: below your hands. As discipline at the plate, really, yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Congdon, the batter. Luke Rindy sets up outside and gives the signs to Ryan Lopez. Time called. Just in time. As Congdon steps out. Caleb Smith, the runner at first, representing the go-ahead run, and he dives back. Caleb has 5 stolen bases on the season. Another throwback, and Caleb dives back in time. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on first. That one's high. The count goes to 2-1. And a 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is seen that LB does well under pressure. A lot of 2-out hits in the first game and in this game. Trying to get 2-out rallies going. The 2-1 is sliced foul and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2-2 tie, bottom of the 3rd. Josh Congdon, the designated hitter, at the plate. Tate Cowden on deck. That one down low, full count now with 2 outs. Caleb Smith, the runner on first, will go on the pitch. Ryan Lopez laboring a little here already in the 3rd. He gets the sign he wants from Grindy behind the plate. The payoff pitch, Smith goes in the dirt, and taking first base on the first walk issued in this ballgame is Josh Congdon. Runners on second and third now. Pardon me, first and second now for Tate Cowden. And Cowden, one of the 2 runs on the board for Linn Benton was all thanks to Cowden. Solo shot over the left field fence. And really a powerful hit there. Tate Cowden pulling it over the left field fence about 330 down the lines, 400 to straightaway center, 375 in the alleys here at Linn Benton Community College baseball field. We'll have a meeting on the mound here. The pitching coach, Ryan Lopez, and Luke Grindy, the pitcher and catcher, having a meeting while Coach Gibson meets with his runners and hitter. Caleb Smith, the runner at second. Josh Congdon aboard first base. And Tate Cowden now stepping in to the right-handed batter's box. Again, Smith represents the go-ahead run at second. A 2-2 tie, bottom of the 3rd inning. Cowden leads his team in RBIs with 22. Well, he's tied with Caleb Smith in that category, technically. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 with 1 out. Cowden's also hitting .265. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. On that foul ball, the count goes to 1-2. With 2 outs and 2 on for Tate Cowden. Ryan Lopez, the pitcher, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. In front of Grindy enough for Caleb Smith to go ahead and decide to go. Caleb Smith now at third base, Josh Congdon at second. Both runners advance on the pitch, which I didn't think got that far away. It kind of bounced off of the chest protector. It didn't get that far away from Luke Grindy, but enough for Caleb to be confident. This one's roped over the head of Chris Stone, left again, and that's dropping on the warning track. Smith scores. Congdon comes in to score. All of this with 2 outs, mind you, and Tate Cowden gets it done again. Cowden, 2 RBIs, a double to left after a home run to left in the second. LB up 4-2 now in the bottom of the third. 3 runs coming to score in this bottom of the third. And we will probably see a pitching change here, although I do not see anyone warming up in the bullpen, with Spencer Desbeans coming to the plate. And that will be all for Ryan Lopez. He gives up 4 runs on 5 hits. He had 2 strikeouts and issued only 1 walk. So that'll do it for Ryan Lopez, the starter. Coming in is number 14, Hunter Bruno, the freshman from Camas High School and native of Camas, Washington. Bruno will take some time to warm up, and we will be back when he finishes. Again, your score here at Linn Benton in the bottom of the third, 4-2. The Roadrunners with the upper hand on the Saints. We'll be back after Bruno finishes warming up.
Pitching for Mount Hood.
Hunter Bruno, the new pitcher. Bruno is the freshman from Camas High School and comes in record of 1-4, an ERA of 2.66 through 23 2/3 innings and 7 appearances. With 2 outs, a runner on second base, Spencer Desbeans the batter. LBCC up 4-2. And mostly thanks to the gentleman on second base, Tate Cowden. He had a solo home run in the second and drove in 2 runs in the third in this inning. 4-2 Roadrunners, 0-1 the count on Desbeans. Bruno looks back, Cowden at second, and comes back and misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Desbeans the batter. He singled to left in the second. And here has an opportunity to get some insurance runs for Travis Sanders. Bluff move sends Cowden back to second. Cowden has 6 stolen bases this season so far. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The runner on second is Cowden. Desbeans lifts the 1-1 up in the air, down the left field line, and foul. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This is the second time that in this inning the Roadrunners have been down to their final strike, but have fought through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Desbeans the batter, Meadows on deck. The 1-2 is grounded towards Gavin Henderson. He fields it himself and takes it to the bag himself for out number 3. However, LB picks up 3 runs on 3 hits. And St. Cowden comes through again. LBCC up 4-2 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Top of the 4th inning in the second game of the doubleheader. Gavin Henderson leading things off for the Saints. Henderson is the first baseman in this second game, and he was in the first game as well. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball. And the 1-0 up high, 2-0 the count now on Henderson. We're going towards the bottom of the order here. Henderson hitting 5th. And Jason Garcia, the center fielder, on deck. The 2-0's in there for a strike from Travis Sanders. 2-1 the count, nobody out, top of the 4th inning. LBCC leading 4-2, picking up 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. The 2-1 is a nice play by Caleb Smith, racing in to make the catch.
Number 11, center fielder.
For out number 1. Jason Garcia now comes to the plate. He had a double and scored a run in the second. And here, with 1 out, stands in to face Travis Sanders. Lines one right at Tate Cowden, who knocks it down with his body and stays with it for out number 2.
Number 7, right fielder, Hunter Crenshaw.
Hunter Crenshaw now, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Hunter singled in the second as well. Crenshaw's the freshman from Gresham High School. Steps in here with 2 outs, takes the first pitch outside for a ball. And Sanders comes back and misses, low and away. 2-0 the count, as the bases pick up here, blowing in from right field. The 2-0 pitch, way up high. 3-0 the count now on Hunter Crenshaw. The the 7-hole hitter and left fielder. Luke Grindy, the catcher, on deck. A 3-0 in there for a strike. 3-1 now with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. And on the foul ball, the count goes full with 2 outs. Nobody on. It'll be up 4-2 over the Mount Hood Community College Saints in the second game of the doubleheader. The 3-2 is lifted in the air down the left field line. Peters started way back and had to turn his route completely around to come back in and make the catch for out number 3.
Top of the 4th, Mount Hood.
Nothing across as Mount Hood is attired in order. We go to the bottom of the 4th after this. The Roadrunners up 4-2. Thank you so much for tuning in to LBCC Baseball.
Now up for Linn Benton, number 11, shortstop Logan Meadows.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Logan Meadows, the shortstop, leading off with LB up 4-2 in this second game of the doubleheader versus Mount Hood here at home. First pitch fouled back and out of play. 0-1 the count on Meadows, leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th. There was a doubleheader scheduled for Friday, for yesterday, at Mount Hood. But that game was unplayable, not because it was raining, but because the field won't drain up at Mount Hood. 1 ball, 1 strike. The coach told Burl, our public address speaker, as that one's in there for strike 1 and 2 now in Meadows, that they haven't been able to play a game at home at their actual home field in over a year because the outfield is just a swamp. Meadows goes down swinging for out number 1. That brings Cole Carter, the center fielder, to the plate. That's just gotta be so frustrating for this Mount Hood Community College team. First pitch, strike. From the new pitcher as of the last inning, Hunter Bruno. Oh, and 2 the count now on Cole Carter. That is just kind of how baseball in the Northwest goes, though. And another swinging strikeout for out number 2. And top of the order, Colton Costner coming to the plate with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th.
Colton Costner.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Hunter Bruno. LBCC is lucky to have this beautiful field here, and even more lucky to have the weather we did today for this doubleheader. First one in there for a strike. Bruno really pounding the zone now. With 2 outs, the 0-1 misses down and away. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. That one drops down low. 2-1 now with 2 outs. Colton Costner, the leadoff batter, grounded out in the first and had a double in the second and scored a run. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom of the 4th inning with LBCC leading Mount Hood 4-2. again, thank you for tuning in to LBCC Athletics. Lydia Parker on the call and Blake Vandal running the camera. The payoff pitch up high, and after back-to-back strikeouts, 2-out walk issued by Hunter Bruno. That'll bring Derek Gardinsky to the plate.
Left fielder number 1, Derek Gardinsky.
Gardinsky is the left fielder today. He grounded out in the first and laid down a nice sacrifice bunt in the third. He's yet to be aboard. With 2 outs, a runner on first. Gardinsky awaiting the first pitch from Bruno. First pitch strike. To Gardinsky, Damon Peters on deck. Throw back to first. Costner gets back. And they're right to throw back to first. Costner has 15 stolen bases this season, by far leads the team in that category. The next highest is Damon Peters with 8. Costner, 15 stolen bases, only been caught stealing 3 times. So speed on the base pass there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Costner being held on by Gavin Henderson, and he goes. The throwdown, this is going to be close. They get him for out number 3. So Costner picked off the base paths for only the 4th time in this season. Compared to 15 stolen bases, the numbers are still pretty good for Costner. Nonetheless, that ends the top of the 4th. The bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. LBCC up 4-2. Catcher Luke Grindy leading off the top of the 5th inning, swinging at the first pitch, a blooper down the left field line foul. Grindy catching and hitting 8. Cody Kerfman on deck. The 0-1 pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. LBCC up 4-2 in the top of the 5th inning. The 1-1 is grounded slowly towards Logan Meadows. He moves over to his right and makes the throw for out number 1. Bottom of the
number 24 designated
top of the 5th inning.
Cody Kerfman.
Cody Kerfman is the designated hitter. Freshman from Chugiak, Alaska, and I almost could bet money that I'm saying that name wrong. Chugiak, Alaska. His teammates were calling him Moose earlier, and before I even looked, I assumed he was from Alaska. 1 out. First pitch, swung on, fouled back. 0-1 the count. Now on Cody Kerfman. Here at the bottom of the order with Drew Fitz, the leadoff batter on deck. The 0-2 is in the dirt, nice stop. Spencer Desdean's behind the plate. Around the infield, Colton Costner at first, Jake Howden at second, Logan Meadows at short, Damon Peters playing third. The 1-2 skips under the glove of Desbeans. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Travis Sanders, the starting pitcher. Spencer Desbean's behind the plate. Derek Dardinsky in left, Cole Carter in center, Caleb Smith in right. And a strikeout for out number 2. Now the top of the order, Drew Fitz. That's the first strikeout of the game for Travis Sanders. First pitch swinging, foul. Past Damon Peters at third. Fitz is 0 for 2 thus far today. The 0-1 pitch, just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. LB up 4-2 in the second game of the doubleheader here. We play 7 innings for the second game. First game was full 9. And the 1-1 is lifted up high. Logan Meadows calls everybody off and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down again.
No good, no runs, no hits, no
That's
errors.
3 innings in a row for Travis Sanders and the Roadrunners.
It leads 4-2.
LB up 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Thanks again for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning, Derek Dardinsky steps in and takes first pitch strike from Hunter Bruno, who came in the 3rd inning, replacing the starter Ryan Lopez. The 0-1 pitch in there, strike 2. 0-2 the count now on Derek Dardinsky, the left fielder. Derek grounded out in the first and had a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd.
25,
he goes down swinging there, and Damon Peters now will come to the plate. Peters struck out in the 1st and struck out in the 3rd. He steps in here with 1 out. LBCC leading 4-2 over the Mount Hood Community College Saints in the bottom of the 5th. And 1 the count. That one misses outside. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and 1 now on Damon Peters with Caleb Smith on deck. Peters takes 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, Hunter Bruno on the mound. Gets Peters to chase there, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch in the dirt. Heading down to first base is Damon Peters. With 1 out, Caleb Smith will step in.
Right fielder number 6, Caleb Smith.
Caleb is the right fielder in both games today. Smith flew out in the 2nd and singled in the 3rd. With 1 out, a runner on first base, LB up 4-2. The pitch down low, 1-0 on Smith. Damon Peters is second on the team in stolen bases with 8. He dances around down the first base path as the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out and 1 on. LB up 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Smith steps out before stepping back into the right-handed batter's box. Hunter Bruno reading signs from Luke Grindy behind the plate. And again, Peters getting a pretty good lead off of first on every pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Love gets the signs from Coach Gibson down the third base coaching box. Peters with 8 stolen bases at second on the team to Colton Costner with 15. The runner goes, the hit and run was on, and the 2-1 is lifted in the air. Peters able to get back and does stay at first.
Designated hitter number 2, Josh Congdon.
Josh Congdon now will come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first. We saw a lot of offensive output from this Mount Hood Community College team in the 7th inning of the first game. They scored 6 runs in the top of the 7th, and so LB is not comfortable with this 2-run lead here in the 5th. 4-2 the score. Peters gets back. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Josh Congdon the batter. Congdon the designated hitter also sometimes plays third base or shortstop, DHing today. He lifts the 0-1 high and out of play, and finds himself in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs. Congdon looking to get something going. He leads his team in batting average and grounded out in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd. He's hitting .367 on the season. The runner goes, and the pitch skips away. And it is a long way to run back to the backstop here. A good 60 feet behind all the way to the backstop. And when the ball gets away and there's a runner on, the runner usually does advance, as Damon Peters does. He goes 90 feet down the line and puts himself in scoring position for Josh Congdon. On a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Congdon has 13 RBIs this season and looking to pad the lead a little bit. In the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch, the runner on second. This one's grounded to the left of the second baseman, Jason McKinney, and he's up with it for out number 3.
Bottom of the 5th inning.
Nothing across for Linn Benton in the bottom of the 5th. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Again, remind you, we play 7 for the second game of doubleheaders. So go to the top of the 6th with the Roadrunners up 4-2. Thanks again for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Without it. I mean, I don't know.
First up for the Saints.
Top of the 6th inning.
Number 19, Jared Bentley.
Shortstop Jared Bentley coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. LB up 4-2, a bunt shown and pulled back. Bentley takes ball 1, 1-0 from Travis Sanders. Sanders has retired the Saints in order 3 innings in a row now. Goes to work here in the 6th and misses with the 1-0, and the count goes to 2 balls, no strikes to Jared Bentley, the top of the order here, or pardon me, 2-hole hitter, as that one in there for a strike. 2-1 now on Bentley with Jace McKinney, the star hitter on deck. The 2-1 is fouled back, and the count evens at 2-2 with LB up 4-2 in the top of the 6th. Again, Sanders came into today's game with a win-loss record, or pardon me, with no decision. Oh no, with a 4-0 win-loss record, 4-0, and ERA of 2.18 through 33 innings of work and 7 appearances. Here, he gets the 2nd strikeout of the game.
Second baseman, number 10, Jace McKinney.
His second strikeout that Travis Sanders has recorded, sitting down Jared Bentley for out number 1, and Jace McKinney now will come to the plate. Sanders has pitched a great game, just not so much a strikeout pitcher. A lot of ground outs, a couple pop-ups. Only 1 strikeout, or pardon me, before this, now 2. As the first pitch to McKinney is grounded and eats up Colton Costner at first. Aboard on the error is Jace McKinney. It was a hard hit ground ball that Colton tried to knock down, and it did just bounce up, and it's uncontrollable for Costner. Chris Stone will come to the plate now. Stone is the left fielder. He flew out in the 1st and grounded out in the 3rd. With 1 out, Jace McKinney is the runner on 1st. He has 4 stolen bases, picking up his 4th in the first game of this doubleheader. Now Chris Stone, the batter, he is hitting 100 on the season. Takes a strike here for the first pitch from Sanders. 0-1 the count with 1 out, a runner on 1st. LB leading 4-2 in the top of the 6th. Sanders reading the signs from his battery mate Spencer Desbeans behind the plate. And McKinney with a small lead off of 1st, being held on by Colton Costner. Throwback. McKinney gets back. And with 1 out, the tying run at the plate in Chris Stone. The 0-1 is fouled back. The count quickly goes to 0-2 with 1 out. Stone is a freshman from Roseburg, Oregon, and went to Roseburg High. Gavin Henderson, the first baseman, on deck. 0-2 the count. 1 out. Top of the 6th inning, we play 7. And the second game did start a little late, and we are sorry for that delay. We started at 5:15. It was supposed to start at 3:45, and our apologies for that. Issues with the umpires. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. McKinney is getting a lead off of 1st. A fairly large lead off of 1st on every pitch. The 1-2 here, taken, strike 3 called. 2 backwards Ks on the book for this top of the 6th for Travis Sanders after only having 1 strikeout thus far in the game until this inning. He has 3 now. 2 outs now for Gavin Henderson. who grounded out in the first and flew out in the fourth. Another throw back to first with 2 outs, and Henderson the batter. Henderson is a freshman from Fernley High School in Fernley, Nevada. He's hitting .265 on the season. First pitch misses down low. 1-0 the count with 2 outs. LB up 4-2, so Henderson does represent the tying run at the plate. The 1-0 is grounded towards Damon Peters, who was unable to come up with it. Skipped off of his arm, it looked like, and he thought it was in his mitt. It was not. So with 2 outs now, runners on first and second. Both aboard on errors. McKinney aboard on an error by Colton Costner, the first baseman, and Henderson aboard now on that one, an E5 committed by Damon Peters. With 2 outs now, the go-ahead run at the plate. Jason Garcia, the center fielder, he doubled and scored a run in the second and grounded out in the fourth. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1 with 2 outs. Sanders looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Until this inning, he had set down the Saints in order, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning. The 0-1 taken for a strike. And Desbeans sets up way outside, and a little surprised it was called a strike, to be honest. 0-2 the count, nonetheless, with 2 outs and 2 on. The Saints threatening with LB up 4-2. That one misses high and away, but about just as away as that last pitch that was called a strike, but it was a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And the go-ahead run at the plate in Jason Garcia. Garcia awaiting the 1-2 from Travis Sanders, who looks back the runner at second. And time is called. Catching Travis Sanders midway through his delivery. Jace McKinney, the runner at second. Gavin Henderson aboard first base. 2 outs and 2 errors. 2 on 2 errors, and strike 3. So while there were 2 errors that put 2 on and left 2 on base, there were 3 strikeouts. And 4 strikeouts now in total for Travis Sanders. He only had 1 before this inning, so impressive inning of pitching for Sanders to get out of that. LBCC leads it 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Again, we play 7 for this second game of the doubleheader. Thank you so much for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Tate Cowden leading off the bottom of the 6th inning with LB up 4-2. LB taking on Mount Hood Community College today in this doubleheader. This is the second game. They lost the first one 9-2. The 1-0 pitch is launched into the alley in left center. Chris Stone, the left fielder, makes the catch
Pitcher number 3
on the run for out number 1. And Spencer Desbeans now will come to the plate. Cowden, I should have mentioned, before that at-bat, in the second, hit a solo home run to put his team on the board, and then drove in 2 runs on a double in the third. So this is the first time that Cowden has been out. And he is the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Desbeans here has a 1-1 count with 1 out. And again, LB looking to get some insurance runs for their defense. This Mount Hood team can hit. We saw it in the last game. They scored 6 runs in 1 inning. The 2-1 is sliced into right field for a base hit. Desbeans puts himself on as Logan Meadows comes to the plate.
Shortstop, number 11, Logan Meadows.
Meadows is 1 for 2. He singled to right in the second and struck out in the 4th. Comes in here with 1 out and 1 on. Desbeans takes a small lead off of first. He has 3 stolen bases on the season and has been caught stealing once. Big swing and a miss for Logan Meadows. 0-1 the count with 1 out. LB up 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. I doubt we'll see Travis Sanders. Oh, the throwback ends up being a balk, and you can kind of see that's probably why Hunter Bruno almost tripped off the mound. Ends up being a balk to send Desbeans to second. So now a runner in scoring position for Logan Meadows. Meadows has 3 RBIs this season. He takes outside, ball 1, 1-1. Logan Meadows the batter, Cole Carter on deck. Hunter Bruno, the pitcher, came in on relief of Ryan Lopez, the starter, in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, the count goes to 1-2. Desbeans the runner at second. Bruno reading the signs from his battery mate Luke Grindy. And Bruno looks back the runner at second before coming to the plate. The 1-2 misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Coach Gibson's son Parker walking around with his, what was it, a toy truck? A bulldozer, a helicopter? The 2-2 pitch is lifted in the air and playable for Jason Garcia in center. Tagging up is Desbeans and holding at second. And Coach Gibson's wife Allie here as well. They just had a little girl recently, Elliot. Cutest kids here, Coach Gibson's family.
Number 4, Cole Carter.
2 outs. Desbeans still aboard second base. And Cole Carter stepping in. Carter is 0 for 2. He grounded out in the second and struck out in the 4th. He lifts the first pitch he sees into left field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. And there will be a play at the plate, diving in, and the throw way off target, getting behind the catcher, and fielded by the pitcher, actually. Coming in to score with Spencer Desbeans and going to second on the wild throw from Chris Stone. is Cole
Number
Carter.
5, first baseman Colton Cosner.
That'll bring Colton Cosner to the right-handed batter's box with a runner on second, and LB leading 5-2. Bottom of the 6th inning. And it was a blooper for Cole Carter, but an RBI nonetheless, and Carter is aboard second on the errant throw from the left fielder Chris Stone. So runner on second, 1-0 the count to Colton Costner, the leadoff batter. Time called as Costner steps out and takes a practice swing. Carter, the runner on second, has 6 stolen bases this season. The 1-0 down low. 2-0 now with 2 outs. Colton Costner, the batter. Costner has 12 RBIs this season and is batting .313. He's awaiting the 2-0 pitch from Hunter Bruno. Hunter's 2-0 offering is down low. 3-0 the count now on Colton Costner. LB with 2 outs, put 1 across in this bottom of the 6th so far. And here, a base hit will send another one home. The left fielder Stone unable to come up with the ball, and coming in without even a play at the plate is Cole Carter. LB up 6-2 here in the bottom of the 6th, and starting to feel a little bit better about the lead.
Derek Dardzinski.
As Mount Hood is a good hitting team and they have been threatening. However, now 6-2 the score. Does feel a little bit better than 4-2. But you're never in the clear in baseball. A runner on first base now. 2 outs for Derek Dardzinski, the 2-hole hitter. Six to 2 Roadrunners. The runner goes, and he'll be caught at second base. Costner picked off. To end the inning, we go to the 7th, final inning of this second game of the doubleheader. LBCC picks up 2 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the 6th and leads it 6-2 as we go to the 7th and final inning. LB up, and a new pitcher. When we come back, we'll get you his information going to the top of the 7th. The new pitcher in this top of the 7th inning, the final inning of the second game of the doubleheader, is Trevor Wells.
Now pitching for Linn Benton, number 7, Trevor Wells.
In 11 appearances, has 11 innings pitched.
Up first,
no decision.
Right fielder, number 7.
He has 14 strikeouts and 9 saves. Yet to give up a run, so no ERA. First pitch outside. Ball 1. 1-0 to Hunter Crenshaw, the left fielder. Crenshaw singled in the 2nd and flew out in the 5th. Here in the top of the 7th, LB leads 6-2. Thank you again for tuning in to LBCC Athletics. We appreciate you watching. The 2-0 pitch from Wells, in there for a strike. A nice, clean fastball there from Trevor Wells, who signed with the Corvallis Knights to play there this summer. A great program over at Goss Stadium, Summer League team. in the West Coast League. As the 2-1 skips away. 3-1 from Trevor Wells to Hunter Crenshaw. The 3-1 in there for a strike, and the count goes full. Top of the 7th inning, the 3-2 is swung on and missed. Hunter Crenshaw strikes out for out number 1. Now the catcher, Luke Rindy, coming to the plate. Or pardon me, it looks like we will have a pinch hitter, Aaron Clift. 28, a sophomore from Thurston High School in Springfield, Oregon. Aaron Clift taking over for Luke Rindy. Here in the top of the 7th with 1 out, he takes the first pitch, a strike. Wells is a quick worker and punches another one in there for a strike. 0-2 with 2 outs. That one misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning, LBCC up 6-2. This is the final inning. Trevor Wells called in, as he usually is, to end the second game of the doubleheader. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Aaron Clift, the batter. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeout, the first one swinging, this one looking. And now designated hitter Cody Kerfman will step in with 2 outs. Kerfman representing the final attempt. He grounded out in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. First pitch here in the dirt. 1-0 with 2 outs. LB has 3 home games left, so 3 games left for us to call here from the Grassy Bluff at Linn Benton Community College. That one called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. We'll be back at home the next time on May 5th. May 5th at 1 p.m. That is Friday, May 5th. I'll be in class until 1:50. Or pardon me, 1:20. I'll be here around 2 o'clock. We'll get on the broadcast a little late. As the 2-1 is grounded towards Tate Cowden for out number 3 in the final out of the ball game. So LBCC drops the first one 9-2, wins the second game of the doubleheader 6-2. LB improves to 23-9 overall, 13-5 in conference. Mount Hood drops to 11-17 overall and 8-6 in conference. Thank you so much for tuning in to LBCC Baseball, and as I was saying, Friday, May 5th, around 2 p.m., I will be on the call as the Roadrunners take on Chemeketa here at home. Tomorrow's game will be at technically Mount Hood, but Columbia River High School, 800 Northwest 99th Street in Vancouver, Washington. That's the next game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will see you on Friday, May 5th, around 2 p.m. when LB takes on Chemeketa. 2 more home games after that, Friday, May 12th at 1 p.m. and Saturday, May 13th at 1 p.m. versus Edmonds. Thank you again for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Signing off. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Lydia Parker.